Hi, everyone. So good to see you all here today. So given that we just started the webinar, we'll give it a couple of minutes for everybody else to join in and settle down. But in the meanwhile, a very warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you for taking out the time on a busy afternoon to actually understand how digital mediums and technologies will help your business. We'll wait for the next 5 minutes to get started. We'll start at sharp 1:05. But in the meanwhile, I would recommend all of you to use the chat box, introduce yourself, tell us and tell one another about what you deal in, what your business is about, how one can reach out to you. We've seen in the past that a lot of times these networking sessions actually result in business opportunities, where, for example, a supplier meeting a buyer. So please do make the most of it. We have 4 minutes more. Use the chat box, introduce yourself. I'm pleased to meet all of you, and I'm Malvika Jaggi. The way we're going to do this session is we will actually keep it as interactive as possible so that you can make the most of it, you learn and understand and absorb better. So I will be asking a lot of questions. Please do respond either with a yes, no, maybe, I don't know, anything, but staying engaged will really help you absorb most of the part. I can see the numbers going up. We have about 3 minutes more to get started. Again, a very warm welcome to all of you. I can see the members are ranging from India, Sri Lanka. Yes, I think we now see people using the chat as well. I should have allowed time to type. So yes, nice to meet all of you. Okay, we have a member from the UAE. So one thing to note is this group is so diverse. Already you can see there are so many different countries people are joining in. So it truly is an opportunity for you to network with one another. But having said that, you will be able to do it even beyond this session via the platform GlobalLinker, which I will discuss with you what it is, what does it entail for you, and how you can actually grow your business digitally. So we have 2 minutes more. I'm going to start sharing my screen to see if everything is working fine. Great. Please note that I will keep the chat box open and I'm able to see it as a part of my screen. So that means that I will be asking you a lot of questions. Please reply in the chat box with either yes, no, maybe, or whatever your answer is. The more engaged and active you are, the better you will absorb. So we have about 1 minute more. First of all, a very warm welcome to all of you. I am truly very excited to host this session and be a part amongst all of you today. While we're waiting for everybody else to join in, please, I would encourage you to make the most of this. Use the chat box, introduce yourself and your business. So recently there was a research that was conducted and it mentioned that over 40% of businesses will die out in the next 10 years if they don't accommodate or learn to adapt to new digital technologies. The idea of this session is to make you aware about such opportunities such that you can make the most of it. Okay, it's 1:05 now and we'll get started. like I told you before, but for all the ones who've joined in new, the way we'll do this session is we'll keep it as interactive as possible. What we're going to cover today is a broad overview of GlobalLinker. I will be showing you a demo, a live demo of how my profile looks like, so that you feel familiar when you log into your own profile. We'll then move on to what is the importance of a digital profile, why should you have one, how do you keep it updated, why should you keep it updated. Then we'll quickly move on to the fact that how, when, where, how do you kind of sell online, and then how do you tell your customers that you're now ready to service them. So how do you prospect, how do you attract your prospect customers? And then we'll do a detailed Q&A session. I will leave ample amount of time for the Q&A intentionally, so that we can have an interactive session and you will be able to answer any of your queries. So quickly moving on, how many of you know about GlobalLinker? What GlobalLinker is? Just type in the chat box, what is it that you understand of GlobalLinker? I'm waiting to see your answers. What does GlobalLinker today mean to you? Is there anything else that you know? Not aware about GlobalLinker? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody who knows anything about GlobalLinker? Okay, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I can see GlobalLinker is like a LinkedIn of ICICI. It is a digital platform. Okay, so let me kind of just, the idea of this session is to make you aware about what GlobalLinker is. So don't worry, there's no need to hesitate on this. But just for an example, in a layman's sense, we all use Facebook to connect with friends, and we all use LinkedIn to connect for work updates. GlobalLinker is for businesses to connect with each other. So it is actually to generate business opportunities. It is a reality where there are 4 lakh businesses connecting with each other. It is like almost like a community of business owners interacting with one another about how do I source new raw material, where do I get suppliers. They have started engaging distributors, agents, appointing agents. They've started sharing about their new product launches, any awards, any achievements. So everything that happens during your business journey, that's already as a part of engagement happening on the platform. And I'm here to help you become a part of that engagement and enthusiasm. Now, the community is actually free to join. However, it is an invite-only program. And Mr. Monish said it is a program, a LinkedIn sort of program by ICICI. Now, let me clear a little around that. Like I told you, it is an invite-only program, which means that we have partnered with large organizations, government bodies, as well as trade bodies to provide this opportunity to MSMEs. Some of these large organizations and government bodies I'm going to tell you about. One is ICICI Bank. The other is Telangana State Government. There is Union Bank of Philippines. There's BRAC Bank of Bangladesh. There's MasterCard. There's FITA, which is the Federation of IT Associations. There's FIO, which is the Federation of Indian Export Organizations. You will be able to see all our partners on the platform when you log on to GlobalLinker. But just to give you a sense, on the front end, you can see various programs coming together to connect all of you. But on the back end, we all are able to network with each other, which means that looks like Mr. Monish has joined the ICICI GlobalLinker program, while I have personally joined the Telangana State GlobalLinker program because I'm a part of, I live in Telangana, and we both will be able to connect with each other. Likewise, we have some members, like I told you, from UAE, from Colombia, from Sri Lanka. They're all onto the platform, and we all can connect with one another. So that's just a brief understanding about what GlobalLinker is. And truly, I'd like to re-emphasize on this. It is a world of opportunities brought to you on one single platform. Everything, because we believe in the fact that there is a very large potential for every single MSME. and together it just multiplies drastically. We understand and are with you in your dreams, and the idea is to help you grow them. The idea of this solution is actually twofold. One is to make your business discoverable, and the second is to make your business transaction ready. So these are the two, which is community and commerce. So community stands for you being able to engage with other members, and commerce stands for you being able to engage and transact with your existing customers and new customers. What I'm going to do now is I'll stop sharing my presentation and actually show you a live demo of the platform, so that you get a gist of it and are acclimatized before you actually start using yours. Just give me a moment there. I hope you're able to see my screen now. This is my profile. I've logged in via globallinker.com. But if you are a member who's invited by another organization like ICICI, like Telangana government, like Federation of Indian Export Organizations, Union Bank of Philippines, etc., then please do log in via that particular URL, wherever you've created your account already. Now, what you can see on my screen is on the left-hand side, it is a snapshot of which organization I represent and what is it that I'm doing at the organization, as well as how active am I on the platform. Now, in the middle section, you can see where a lot of businesses start posting their requirements, their challenges, their ideas, their opinions, their business opportunities. And I'm going to just scroll and show you that, for example, this particular export-import organization is looking for a buyer in the US, and they're talking about what are their products, versus somebody else is talking about how they're a top-notch manufacturer. I'm just going to scroll down for you to see it happening live. So, for example, this pharmacy is looking for a distributor in India. Somebody is looking for a buyer in a particular place. So this is the kind of interaction that's already taking place. It's important you become a part of it. Start sharing whatever you deal in. Start sharing a little about what are the kind of challenges that you're facing, so that people can respond. Now, on the right-hand side is where this is for you to consume knowledge, for you to consume anything that's happening on the platform. So if you can see the event that you're a part of, it's being showcased on the right-hand side, and you can actually join it on GlobalLinker itself. There's no need for you to join it via Zoom. Here you can see businesses will be inviting you, or you will invite businesses, so you can accept or decline. There's a lot of engagement that's happening in terms of articles, and I'll come to that in a moment. In the top navigation, you can see there's something called resources. If you click on that and go to the knowledge section, articles is a way for you to show your expertise. Now, gone are the times when actually you say, I deal in XYZ and somebody is going to become your customer. There is enough and more competition in every single domain today that it's important for you to stand out. And how do you stand out? It is by sharing knowledge. It is by showcasing that you are an expert in your field, so that you're able to build trust and credibility in the mind of the viewer. So, for example, Mr. Pramod Veturi, the person you can see on my screen, he has been writing constantly in the learning and development segment. And therefore, I, as a viewer, know that he knows what he's saying. He knows his work. I'm not an expert in it. If I'm looking at hiring somebody in the learning and development space to possibly engage my employees, I will reach out to him, right? Now, likewise, I showed you an example of SMEs sharing knowledge, but this is a section where you can also consume rich content by organizations who are our partners. Right from actually seeing weekly trade alerts by FIO, which is Federation of Indian Export Organizations, to understanding and learning insights, trends, patterns in the retail segment by Storai magazine, which is by Retailers Association of India. So it is a very varied and a diverse segment of people, organizations contributing information so that you as a consumer can go through it. But I would urge all of you, it's not just consuming content. Please try and stand out there. It need not be a very lengthy article. Start small, but start. And start by sharing your information, because that's when it will build trust and credibility. So now that I've showed you the knowledge and article section, we'll quickly move on to the groups. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory, but what is groups? It is ideally like-minded people coming together, like yourself and me. We're together on a subject of digitization, but there are members who are joining together on fashion and style, on Make in India, on, let's say, accounting services, on import export, on BSc, on NSC, on Industry 4.0. So please do join the segment that you are interested in and stay engaged. Most importantly, because it is a particular subject that is being discussed, you will be able to get answers to your questions and be able to actually assume a power of authority by answering relevantly. The minute you answer relevantly to any challenge or question that is posed, automatically in the mind of the viewer, you seem to be an expert. So this is another way you can actually build trust. Now, coming to the next section is basically the events section. Now, here is where we have tried to curate the different kind of events that are happening in the industry for MSMEs in particular. Now, these are a curation of events that are held by our organization internally, but not just that, by SMEs. Like you saw, SMEs contributing articles, SMEs posting events, and of course our partners. And it's not just digital events. It ranges from courses to workshops to actually trade shows, training programs, conferences, inviting you for meetups. So it's a wide collection of various events that are happening in the SME space. Please keep a tab on it to see and enroll for whatever you are interested in. But again, what I would urge this business community to do is please do go ahead and start posting your own events. Start inviting members to become a part of your particular event, whether it's digital, physical. You can invite the 4 lakh members on the platform. Now, quickly moving on to, I'll come to the catalog section in a moment, but coming on to the offers section. So here is a collection of services and products that that we have curated in the industry, which basically means that we have gone out and spoken to market leaders that we have a business circle, we have a community of 4 lakh members, and they would like to avail your service. So it's already pre-negotiated. It's a section that is most viewed. So please, I don't need to really kind of go through it. But if you're looking at any particular service or product, ranging from, let's say, booking an office space to creating your current account to design services to SEO services, all of that is curated here and pre-negotiated from market leaders. So please do make the most of this. Now, quickly coming back to the catalog section, and what do I mean by the catalog section is I'm going to show you a couple of examples of online stores, whether B2C or B2B, whichever industry, it doesn't matter. Here is a brand in the south of India who is actually who's actually sharing their products and their information via this particular website. This is a website that they've made on their own, which is the do-it-yourself model. You can do it as well. It's free of cost for you to create a catalog like this. And this is empowered by GlobalLinker. On the top section, you can see online store. Here is where you need to go to start creating it. We have live training sessions every day from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. teaching you how to do this. Alternatively, we also have recorded tutorial sessions that you can view. Apart from that, we have a service where we can create this catalog for you at a cost, at a nominal cost. If you'd like to explore that, I will be sharing my contact details towards the end of the session. You can reach out to me and we'll have an expert or a specialist call you in relation to that. Let me now quickly show you another store. There are enough number of tools and capabilities on it already. So here you can see a nursery that has put up an online catalog. I'm just scrolling to show you the kind of richness that exists. You can actually upload all your PDFs as well. Let me go to a product and show you how that looks like. So you can also actually invite customers to send inquiries if you don't have a price attached to it. Let me show you, for example, this particular product. They've added a care guide, which is a PDF document, which will be downloaded for me as a customer. So here is how you can also share it on WhatsApp. You can, all the tools exist. It's a matter of you to start using it. This is what I wanted to show you in the catalog section. Let me also come to industrial brand. So this is Sevisa in the beveling machines. They came to us and said, we don't want to showcase prices because most of our customers are B2B, as well as there possibly can be a bid. So we actually enabled a feature which is called, sorry, excuse me, which is basically send inquiry. So they need not add to cart, but there is interaction between the buyer and the seller on a particular product, right? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here again. We'll come back to our presentation. Just give me a moment. Right. I hope my screen is visible now. So how do you get started with your journey online? It's important now that you've understood the platform. I'd like to ask you all, and I'm going to pause here and see your responses. As business owners, we all understand that resources are limited and we need to use them wisely. I would like to know from you all, what is your most limited resource? Please use the chat box and tell me, as a business owner, what is your most limited resource? I'm going to pause here to see your responses, please. Marketing, that's right. Okay. What else? I can see some personal messages here. Please do send it to everyone. I can see funds. Okay. Time. Sure. Money, customers, bandwidth. Okay. What else? Product and price, capacity. Right. So we all know that resources are limited and we need to use them wisely. I'm only trying to bring about the fact that please plan before you act, which means that we are actually in the session going to see how various channels can be used such that you can tell your prospect customers that you're ready to service them. You're out there, no matter when they want you, you are able to service them. Before we move forward, again, I'm going to ask you all to draw a tree fairly quickly in under 5 seconds, either on paper or in your mind. I'll stop here for 10 seconds. Please draw a tree in your mind or on paper. Now I'm going to ask you all, did you draw a tree just like the way we were taught as kids? 2 lines for a bark, and then a bush on top, a cloud on top for the bush. Can I see the yeses and nos there? Did you draw a tree like that? 2 lines for the bark, and a cloud on top for the bush? Yes, 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 yes. I can see endless yeses. So I can guarantee that if we were in a networking session, all of us together, and if it was a competition, we were sitting in groups and we were asked to do this, 100% we would do it differently, which means we would have added some fruits, we would have added some colors, sun, birds, everything around as well. So what I'm trying to bring to you by this example is that networking or just routine tasks are done differently when we sit with a group of people. So it truly actually ignites a spark within you. Go back after this session, go and see what are the tasks you're doing on a daily basis in a routine fashion every single day. Go and sit in a brainstorming session, either with friends and family or outside, or on GlobalLinker. You can actually pose what is it that you're doing in a routine fashion to invite answers. And 100% you will be able to bring in efficiency and productivity when you do it differently, because you're actually putting focus on that particular problem as a problem and not as a routine task, right? So I'm going to leave you with that thought and tell you about why should we build our own sales channel. Times are changing today, and so should we, right? Let me ask you all, how many of you have clicked on skip ad or paused an ad or just not seen it and still continued browsing? Have you ever blocked an advertisement? Let's see the yeses and nos there. Yes, 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 yes. Skip, skip, skip. Okay, sure. Now, how many of us have actually followed influencers or celebrities who are talking about the various products that they use? Have you ever followed an influencer, a celebrity, followed content that's yes, yes. Again, I can see the yeses there. What I'm trying to bring here is that people today are trusting humans and not promotional content. It is not the era of just creating marketing material that will get customers to you. You need to bring life into that marketing material, which means you need to have humans associated with it. So it's important you invest in building your own brand. Otherwise, you're not going to be noticed, right? Now, let me come back to the point on building your own sales channel after I've covered diversification and marketplaces. So I'm sure most of us have listed our products on various marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Big Basket. No matter which category we are in that marketplace, it's important and rightly done as well. But please be aware that you're doing this only for customers. You are not brand building. If I am a customer and go to Amazon to buy a pen, I am going to Amazon to buy a pen, and I'm not going to, let's say, XYZ store on Amazon to buy a pen. So there's no brand recall. And this is exactly why you need to have your own sales channel if you wish to not be dependent on marketplaces in the future, right? So please, sure, go ahead, list yourself on marketplaces, but be aware of the fact that that's just to attract consumers and you are not brand building, right? Now, moving quickly on to the digital presence, we at GlobalLinker have about 30,000 plus sellers who are actively using our store capability, the online catalog that I showed you examples of. I've been in conversation with several of them in the past 4 or 5 years now, and a lot of them have shared data, trends, learnings, which we're trying to collate and share with all of you so that we all learn and grow together. Now, again, before we move forward, I'd like to ask you all again, how many of you here shop online today? Do you do any transaction online today? It can be, let's say, booking a cab on Ola, Uber. It can be purchasing a product on a particular website. It can be using a marketplace, Swiggy, Zomato, Big Basket, Myntra, Jabong, Flipkart, Amazon. It can be anything at all. Do you transact online today? I can see innumerable yeses. I haven't seen a single no yet. I'm going to reverse the question now. Are you as a business owner selling online today? Can I, as a customer, purchase your product or service online today? I can see some mixed answers there, some yeses, some no's. We do, no, not aware. How to do it? No, not yet. Trying to do so. Okay. So again, just leaving you with the thought that I didn't see a single no on purchasing online. We all want the convenience. We all want to pay online. We all want it to come to our doorstep. So do our customers. That is what I'm trying to leave you with the thought. If you wish to buy online, please allow your customers to buy online from you. And we'll quickly now move on to the digital roadmap or the stages of digitization, as I call it. The first is that you lay the foundation by creating an online presence. Then you move to the promotion part where you start building it by staying active. You start promoting your products, your services, either via digital marketing, social media, SEO, etc. And then you scale up and move to the growth phase where you start relying on data, on trends. You start looking at increasing profits, reducing costs. And at the end of all of this, you try to sustain it. You try to get repeat customers. You try to earn goodwill. You try to build loyalty. And this is truly a vicious cycle. It happens for every single customer. But I'd like to bring to you, possibly you might argue that I've been doing business traditionally for years now. There's no reason why I should move online 100% or even a hybrid model of physical and of traditional and digital. My customers are coming to me. I'm happy. Why should I do this? So let's understand that with an example. Let's say Mr. Sunil here has a store of apparel in Mumbai, in Andheri. And he's very happy. He has almost 100 customers coming to him every single day to his apparel store, which is a physical outlet. He's making profits and he's getting 100 customers every day. The question to all of you is, how does he expand? Any suggestions to Mr. Sunil on what is it that he should do to go to 500 customers? What activities should he do? Let's see in the chat box. What do you suggest? Again, pausing here to see your answers. Online sale, okay. Go online, okay. Social media ad, distribute brochures, go online. Go online is the most obvious answer, but what else? Start another outlet, okay. Invite B2B business, sure. Okay, so let's say there was somebody who said run a sale, Nabha Impex. So let's say Mr. Sunil agrees to the suggestion given by Mr. From the organization Nabha Impex, and he runs a sale. He runs a 50% off. And guess what? From 100 customers a day, he's getting 200 customers a day now. He's very happy. But just stop there and think, pause and think, what has he done wrong? While he has doubled his customers, he has reduced his profits by half, right? Now, what is it that he could have done differently, and why should he have done it differently? Now, I saw there's Jyoti, there's Bhanu, there's innumerable number of people who said go online. What is it that he would have done differently if he went online? He would have known that strong data, right? He created his online store, and he now knows that on Tuesday between 5 to 9 p.m., I don't get customers. For no matter what reason, it can be auspicious, not auspicious, it can be office hours, it can be traffic hours, it can be any reason, but between Tuesday 5 to 9 p.m., it's a very lean period, customers don't come to me. Based on this input and data, he then runs the 50% off only during that time. What has he done differently? He now gets 200 customers a day, but during that period, and his existing customers are retained onto the online store. He's able to get these new set of customers to start seeing samples, to start, let's say, trying out his products, and then convert to a proper customer eventually. So what I'm trying to bring to you here is that by this example, and thank you for the members for being a part of it. But let's say Jyoti, who says give a franchise. Jyoti has been in the online space for years now. She comes to Mr. Sunil's outlet and says, I've been doing this business digitally for over 5 years now, and I get customers not just from around Mumbai, not just Pune, not just across this country, but I get customers from across the world today. Again, the point I'm trying to bring here is that in the digital space, the sky is the limit. There are no restrictions. Based on how you build it, your customers, your profits will flow as well. It is a slow process, but it's definitely an assuring one at that. So please do start your journey. It's important you start understanding the importance of it. No matter whether you start small, whether you start aggressively, but just start, right? Let me now actually go ahead and show you the digitization index that we've built. We've tried to factor in various stages at which you as a business owner may be at. Now, there is marketing, there's sales, there's logistics, there's operations. All the business functions have various areas for digitization. So let's say in marketing, you don't have a logo. Please go ahead and create an ad hoc logo. Don't look at putting a perfect logo out there from day one. You can progress to creating a professional logo. In an online profile, if you don't have one, please create a GlobalLinker one. Stay active, complete it. People should believe that you are a genuine business. If you don't have a website, create an informational based one. Then you can move on to actually creating an integrated e-commerce store. If you're not present on social media, please create your social media pages. You can then progress to, let's say, one post a week, then one post a day, then paid ads, and then creating a social media store. So every particular aspect has various stages. It's important for you to keep moving because the goalpost actually keeps moving in the digital era. Now, let me show you some other business functions. Now, let's say operations or sales. So let me ask you, are you tracking your data efficiently? Are you still making your sales team go to, if you are a manufacturer and if you're sending your salesperson to the distributor's outlet to book orders, it is an improper use of time and energy by the salesperson. There are enough number of tools and capabilities online today which allow you and your B2B partner to order online with customized minimum order quantity, credit limit, discount periods, all of that factored in. So let's take an example to understand. So this, I'm a salesperson of Jyoti's manufacturing outlet. I go to the distributor and I ask them how many products you want. This is the catalog, and month on month I'm repeating the same thing. He says, I want 30 products, but I write that in my diary as 80. I go back and then there are 50 returns. There are enough number of errors that happen in a manual process. Please digitize your supply chain. If you haven't done it, again, I'm telling you, there are enough organizations who are offering this service. In fact, we at GlobalLinker have a product called Brand Linker, which allows you to digitize manufacturer to distributor to retailer to consumer. You have visibility on the entire supply chain. You will have an insight on what is happening, but more importantly, you're able to customize, which means that X distributor will get a particular minimum order quantity versus Y will get something else, and they will not be able to see that, right? So don't worry on security, on data security, all of that exists. If you want a call in relation to that, again, please drop me a message that you'd like to know about the supply chain product, and we'll be happy to help you. Now, again, I'm going to leave you with a thought at the fact that, again, in every single domain, there are enough number of opportunities for you to digitize. It's important that you start laying the bricks to actually make your castle. So please start progressing today. I'm going to stop here and, as promised, leave ample amount of time to have a detailed Q&A session. First of all, before I go to that, let me put in my contact details in the chat box. Secondly, thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody for joining in today, taking out time to understand how this will help you to digitize your business. I hope that I've been able to add value and it was worth your time. We'll now move to the Q&A session. Please ask any queries that you may have. GlobalLinker feel needs to create starting up center. When will GlobalLinker invite us to attend field workshop? Mr. Nizam, I'm not very clear on your questions. Maybe you can unmute yourself and ask them in detail. Right, Mr. Nizam, I'd request you to please send me your question appropriately. What's your program ending mission and vision? The session was actually to teach you all why digitization is important, how you can get started, how you can tell your customers to start ordering from you, to bring about the fact that customers also want the experience that you all are experiencing in terms of purchases, in terms of buying online. So I don't see any open questions currently. Requesting you all to ask your questions now. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to assume that you've understood. And okay, there I can see one. How do we search international buyers? Now, FIO, as I told you, is our partner, Federation of Indian Export Organizations. In the exports domain, which means that we have created a portal called the Indian Business Portal, and I'm going to put the URL in the chat box. And my colleague has actually put what Indian Business Portal is. It is basically connecting Indian sellers with foreign buyers. There are already 3,000 plus sellers on the platform. There are enough number of foreign buyers asking about different products, inquiries, posting their requirements. People are already fulfilling it. So if you would like to explore the exports domain, we have dedicated training sessions on how you can join the Indian Business Portal. But the first step would be to create your online catalog on GlobalLinker. So I invite you to do that, and then you will be able to link your business to the Indian Business Portal. So I hope that answered your question. Are there any other questions? Okay, so thank you everybody for joining in. Since there are no open questions, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of the examples, and thank you for attending the session today.